Hi, I'm City Councilman Manny Pelayas. Welcome to our Everyday Heroes video series, a series where we introduce you to San Antonio heroes on the front line. We're telling their stories and sharing them across all of our digital platforms. As the pandemic spreads through San Antonio, these heroes do not stop. I'll be talking to and introducing you to a friend of ours named Allison Bowen. And Allison is a teacher at Lock Hill Elementary. Hi, Allison.
Hi.
Now, Allison, you know, your school where you teach is in District 8, and my understanding is that you used to go to Lock Hill?
Yes, we moved here in San Antonio in '84, so I'm saying my age. And I started in second grade, and I've actually been teaching second grade for the last, 10 years, teaching altogether 20, but the last 10 years, probably second grade. So, yeah.
Now you're 20 years, but then when you're not teaching, you're also the CEO of your home, right? You got two little kids at home, right? And so you're taking care of a bunch of other people's kids, and then you're taking care of your own kids at home. And now, as if that weren't hard enough, you're also managing your life and a new way of doing what you do through this COVID-19 crisis. So my first question is do you, how old are your kids? Are they also doing this distance learning stuff?
They are 12-year-old twin boys. So, double trouble. And distance learning, it has started since we live in a different district. Their district's doing things a little bit different. But yes, they've started the online learning.
Now, it's neat because, my wife is a teacher also. And so the kids are doing their online homework, and my wife is doing her online homework for her classes. Do you all sit together when you do that? Or have you managed to sort of carve out a space at home that's all your own so you can work in there?
Well, I have my area. Usually it's, I try to take care of my things first. And then once I've gotten all of my work taken care of, then I'll take a break, and then I'll sit with my boys and help them with their stuff, and kind of pace it out that way.
So I have two at home, Max and Sophia, 12 and 13. And they, in order to keep them focused, we've been learning, like a lot of parents have throughout this time, sort of what works, because none of us know, how to do distance learning and how to do, school from home. And what we've learned is that we're just treating it like a full day of school. And, the bell goes off and my wife makes them go outside and walk the dog around the block and then come back to the table and sit down. And, when we weren't doing that, they were doing homework until 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. And now that she's got them sort of on a very structured schedule at home, I think they're happier too. How did that work out for you? Have you had to adjust and sort of learn new tricks to make it work, or are you improving upon it every day, or did you already know?
Honestly, I'm just like every other parent out there, and I would rather teach 22, 7 to 8-year-olds every day than my two. I love my two with all my heart, but it is a struggle. It's a struggle having to teach, in your home environment where you're comfortable and you have all these distractions. And so, it's been a challenge for me, but I think schedules are good in trying to keep a routine somewhat. I know when this first started, it was like, woo, we're off from school. And, I keep trying to tell my boys that it's not summertime, and you still, or they'll say, do we have to do this today? And I say, well, would you say that to your teacher if you were in school right now? Yes, you have to do it. And, I'm flexible, of course, but, I think it's real important to keep a schedule and try to keep things as normal as possible.
Well, the cool thing about this experience for my kids has been that I've now convinced them that they're both the valedictorians of their school and that they're the most popular kids in class right now. And so that's working out just fine for us. I did want to ask you, someone told me that you like to eat lunch with the lunch bunch on Zoom. What does that even mean? I was told to ask you that.
Okay, well, so during the regular normal school year, I do a thing called Lunch Bunch. It's kind of a reward system where it's maybe 4 to 5 students, and I do it every other week or so. And we sit out in our courtyard at our school, and it's just a time to get to know your students on a more personal level. And they kind of come out of their shell because you're not doing schoolwork, you're eating, and you're just talking. And so it's something that my kids want to work for, and they love it. And so, Zoom is new to me. And I thought, well, for my first Zoom, I'm going to just schedule a lunch bunch, a virtual lunch bunch. And so I sent it out, and I probably had about 16 participants. And it was awesome. It was great.
Great.
And
have you seen other teachers picking up on doing the same?
Yes, I have. Some have started it. Some have been doing lessons, and that I'm going to be starting that as well. But I just know that the first lunch bunch, when we're all logging on, and when each of the little windows would be popping up with their faces, and when they would see me or they'd see their, a new friend logging on, just to see their faces light up, it was priceless. And, as a teacher, I didn't realize how much I needed that. And I kind of was like, okay, I can do this. I can keep on going. And I needed it. And
yeah, tell me why you needed it. What was going on in your head?
Well, kids give off an energy, and I know, if my boys are at a sleepover or something, our house is quiet, but the house just feels different. And, my students, I call them my kids, and it's just having to do everything online. It's just it's a different feeling. And so when I could see them and talk with them, it just made my heart feel so much better. And so we're going to be doing it. We're going to be making it a weekly thing, not an every other week thing.
So I guess that's an important thing too, right? So many people forget that, our educators on the front line are also moms and dads, and that they have needs too. And so, I wasn't planning on asking you this, but what do you want parents at home to know about teachers who are trying out this new technology and who are having to accommodate? What do you want them to keep in mind?
Well, teachers were people too, and to be patient with us, and that we're learning as well. And a lot of these platforms that we're having to use, it's new to us, especially in the lower grades. And just to be patient. The districts, they're doing everything that they can do. It's new to them. And, I know Northside, they've gone above and beyond for all our students and teachers. And, I just think as long, they say it takes a village, and, parents and teachers, if they can, work together, keep communication open, that, we'll make it through this tough time.
Yeah. So, it is tough. It's tough for parents, because now they're having to manage things that they've never had to manage before. Right.
Right.
And I know it's tough for you. I'm wondering about the administrators at your school also. I imagine that you've had a chance to check in with the vice principals and with the school secretary and with all the other folks out there. How you think they're doing? And, if I had them on the video conference, what do you think they'd want parents to know?
Honestly, probably the same thing.
Okay.
Nobody's been, through something like this before. And, our admin has been there, frontline, answering all of the parents' questions. They've been communicating with us nonstop, and being very supportive, being our cheerleaders for us. And, this is just so unknown for everybody. And, they've been a great support system. And I guess for what parents need to remember is, they're people too. And this is new for everybody.
Got it. Now, do your kids, the kids you teach, and even your kids at home, how do you think this COVID crisis looks through their eyes? And how should parents approach conversations about coronavirus with the kids?
You know, this is, you know, I keep repeating it, but it's an unknown. It's new. But you know, I really think it takes the community for us all working together. And you know I've had some parents reach out to me, and they're worried, they don't want to fail their children. And you know, as a parent, I feel the same way for my boys, and you know, as a teacher, same thing for my students. And I just think as long as we can work together, we're going to get through this just fine.
Allison, thank you so much. I agree with you. I think that if all of us are doing this together, we're going to get there just fine, but we're going to get there even faster with leaders like you, helping, you know, pull on that rope and making sure that you're helping families carry that load. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you know, during the midst of this pandemic, we'll continue to shed light on extraordinary people like our friend Allison Bowen here in District 8, throughout San Antonio and throughout Texas, who are stepping up to the challenges posed by this pandemic, and they're stepping up with dedication and courage, and you know, really making sure to put others in front of themselves. And so stories just like Allison's are the ones that I think, well, I know they inspire me, and I hope they inspire you. We'll be doing more of these. If there's a hero that you know that you would like us to feature, let us know. Allison, thank you so much for telling us your story, and thank you so much for everything that you're doing, and my best to you and your family. And I hope that soon I get to shake your hand and you know, give you a high five, or maybe, well, it'll probably be a fist bump first and then a high five.
Maybe, yeah. Okay? Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.